Hello guys and welcome here to the Lyft National Series. We are here today at the Homestead Miami Speedway today with the Hooters 250. I'm Brian James here in the booth with you today. Of course, starting on the pole for race number 19 of the season will be Dan Hummel in that number 25, and to his outside will be the number 16 of Jeff Scott. Of course, after today, we got 7 more races until the playoffs. There are some guys, again, we've had more than 12 different winners this season. There are guys who are going to be entering here with some urgency. There are going to be some guys here who maybe feel safe. I don't know who, but I can tell you maybe Daniel Guidero. Of course, but some guys will be feeling safe entering here today. But I don't think it's quite time to sound the alarm yet. Of course, after today, we have a few weeks off, which could help, could hurt. You don't necessarily, at least I don't think you're going to want to get on a hot streak entering here today, because you're going to have 2 weeks off, almost 3, and it's going to cool you off. But that's just me. We'll see. Of course, we had a good race over at Quarter Slammer. Could we see an interesting race here at Homestead? That'll be the big question. And will there be urgency today? We'll find out in a moment. We're going to roll your intro, and then we'll be back with the starting lineup here for the Lyft National Series at Homestead.
You are watching the Gaming Collaboration Network, home of the Jello Cup Series.
Have ourselves another photo finish, and I believe this time the 43 Tim Randolph will win at Daytona.
The Lyft National Series. Here we go. They make their way through turn 3 and 4. The pace car will peel off. And for the first time ever, the Lyft National Series is green. Here at Daytona, the Hitachi Truck Series. And here we go. The pace truck is gonna peel off. And for the first time ever in GCN history, we have a truck series, and we are underway under the lights here at Daytona in Tuesday night heat. Start for us. Your GCN presentation starts right now.
Here we go, guys. The starting lineup will be on the left-hand side of your screen. And again, 1.5-mile track, and I mentioned it at the beginning of the race yesterday. You see where the pace car is peeling off. That is where these guys are going to have to enter the pit lane. It is a tricky one because right there is where the pit speed starts, where those cones hit, of course. You don't want to enter hot into there because you could end up in the grass, and if you overshoot that pit entry, you're going to lose a few positions. I don't even want to say a few, but that's about the bare minimum of what you'll lose. We'll see if we have any issues with that throughout the race. Of course, it is Dan Hummel, Jeff Scott. They lead us to the green. We're underway at Homestead. $16 got moved up there. You see he's going to lose a few positions. Dan Hummel will hold on to the lead for now, and he will lead the opening lap of the race. And I believe he is one of the guys at the back of the standings, if I'm not mistaken. So Dan Hummel is a guy in need of a good run here today. Of course, Casey Horton, already a winner this season, looking for win number 2. Can he achieve that here today? Now here comes the 36 of Dylan Ibrahimian, and the story for Dylan Ibrahimian this season, man, he has finished second a lot. He has finished third a lot in the last few races. He has not gotten a win yet this season, but he has been oh so close. Can he finally get over that hump today is going to be the big question. Of course, he is in a battle for second with the guy who's already won a race this season in Casey Horton. Here comes Giorgio Stumu now in that number 6. Keep in mind the 6 is already won at 1.5 miles on a weeknight, which is where we're racing right now on a weeknight. The 2 winners already this season battling up front. Of course, another one up here is Dustin Davis. As we go 3 wide for second right now, and Dylan Ibrahimian will be the beneficiary of that. Now, we saw one pit stop yesterday in the Hitachi truck race around lap 10, 11, 12. So anywhere between laps 10 and 12 they could pit. Does this make this a 2-stop race is the big question. Of course, we know tomorrow the Gel Cup Series will be at least a 2-stop race. Here comes the 6 of Giorgio Stumu battling for third. I think he's going to get it this time. Not by much. But again, I want to remind you, this is the final race before our big break. The biggest break of the season. We have almost 2.5 weeks till our next race. And our next race will take place at Iowa. I believe that is on a Friday night. So 2.5 weeks from now. Then, of course, we do have a midweek race date at Twin Ring Motegi. So our international tour, if you want to call it that, will kick off there. Then we go to Mid-Ohio over the weekend. So a very short week and a very exhausting week for these Lyft National drivers. Then after that we go to Nashville. That'll be another it's expected to be another midweek event. Then we go to Lucas Oil. Then we have our A and B races at Indianapolis, the road course. And then, of course, we wrap up the regular season at Rockingham. That's all expected next. Of course, Rockingham will be in February at some point. But Indianapolis will wrap up the month of January in 2021. I want to highlight 2021, guys. We've made it. Oh, you see, we go door to door. I don't even want to say we made it yet. Being the last race of 2020 for the Lyft National. And we almost just saw a wreck for second, as they are still 3 wide. And this is looking like the start of an Indy 500 right here. Look at this, 3 by 3 almost, as we got our first caution of the race. The 1 of Dave Hashey, the 10 of DJ Brady. They both wrecked to bring out the first caution of the race. We should expect some pit stops here. And we will see if we do have pit stops, we will likely go side by side. And in fact, ooh boy, they're stacking up back there. Big issues for the race leaders. Dave James will stay out. This is going to hurt that 65. So maybe we won't go side by side, as we just saw a massive issue coming to the pit lane, and that helps the 25. I can tell you Dan Hummel's smiling, because now he's got a little breathing room on this pit stop for him and his pit crew. course, Dave James will take the race lead as teammate. Here we go. Right side tire is going to go on here. And they'll likely swing over the left. No, it'll be right sides only. They're out and away. A handful of cars actually stayed out. But let's go see what happened. And I'm sure these guys will pit while we go check a replay. It was an issue for the 10 of DJ Brady. You see he's slow entering the corner. He had to hit the brakes. It looks like an issue. Maybe a tire went down. The 1 didn't see him slowing down so much and really had no time to react. And right there just spins out. Huge wreck. Takes out both drivers in this instance. And a tough break for DJ Brady and Dave Hashey. We will take you back to the green here in just a moment. Here we go. We are getting ready for the restart here. It'll be Mohammed Zain Abdullah restarting in the lead. Alexander Rowe in second. Dan Hummel in third. Dylan Ibrahimian in fourth now. Casey Horton in fifth. Bobby Two Davis sixth. Casey Naneko seventh. Keith Stevens eighth. Carter Joey in ninth. Samet Ozkan will round out your top 10. Of course, 3 cars out of the race. It looks like Nick Smith had an issue. But some interesting strategy was being played. A few guys pitted the second I cut out for break. Then the next lap, a few more cars pitted. These cars have yet to pit. Mohammed Zain Abdullah and Alexander Rowe, to my knowledge, have yet to pit. And now they should be good to go to the finish when they do pit as the green flag flies. We're back underway. But of course, if they pit under green and we get another caution, this could really, really hurt these 2 drivers. And I do expect them to pit very, very shortly. And shortly means right about now. As you see, side by side for the lead, Dylan Ibrahimian will take the race lead away from Dan Hummel. And obviously the question remains, do these guys have enough fuel to get to the finish? Did they have enough caution laps to help them? Of course, they're going to want to put those 2 a lap down to prevent them from having any say in the results of this race. See a lot of 3 wide back here as Dylan Ibrahimian continues to lead. Here comes Dan Hummel. He's making a charge on the outside. So he's going to cut low. And we could have a battle for the lead in turns 3 and 4. Of course, for those who don't know, as you see Dan Hummel take the race lead back. Those who may not know, Dan Hummel is my brother, as he retakes the race lead. And I've talked with him before. He's a guy who just wants to win. He has yet to win in anything in NR 2003. So he's just looking to get that first win, to prove it to himself, to prove it to others that he can race. Of course, he's 3 wide for the lead with Casey Horton and the 36, but he's not giving up. Even though Dylan Ibrahimian is the race leader once again. And you see just the adjustments made on that 25. Doesn't look like it's working out in their favor. Oh, Dylan Ibrahimian tried to block the 22 and it didn't work. Casey Horton was not going to be denied right there. He takes the race lead away. Here we go, still side by side for the race lead. You see Casey Horton had to check up a little bit. Here comes the 4 of Casey Naneko. trying to make something happen. And Casey Horton will hold on for now. But keep an eye on that 25. He might not be out of this yet. Another person to keep an eye on back there. Keep in mind, the 65 was the leader. Oh, we got 4 wide back here. That's not going to work. Oh, door to door for the 7 and the 08. And somehow they make it through. But 4 wide at Homestead. Not something you'd see here normally. Or something that you'd see that would work. That was a hold your breath moment. And this should be something you expect to see in the Jello Cup race tomorrow evening. Of course, the final race on GCN here of 2020. In what has been, let's put it this way, a very shitty year for many people. The COVID-19 pandemic, of course, being at the forefront of 2020. We could put that to bed in 2021. You never know. But many hopeful that 2021 will be a better year, as we got 4 laps to go. Of course, that's the next time we will be racing. And it'll kick off on January 3rd with our race at Zen Joltis. As you see the leaders pitting, some cannot make it to the end. And you see right there, the 22 regains the race lead, but right behind him, that's Samet Ozkan, the guy who drives that car number in the Jello Cup Series. The caution is out. We will not finish this race under green, and guess what? The guys who are hurt by it, the 93 and the 51, as you see Michael Collins, Bobby 2 Jones, or Davis rather. They are the 2 heavily impacted by that result. The question will be, do these guys have enough fuel to make it to the finish? We'll be back in a moment here, but let's go see the replay. I mentioned just how tricky this pit road was to get onto. Nathan Faden just made my point very clear. Unfortunately, a tough break for that number 8. He goes right into the back of Bobby 2 Jones and just slides up the racetrack. And unfortunately, the 66, nowhere to go. Same for the 6 of Giorgio Stumu, who gets involved in this. Just a big wreck trying to come to the pit lane, caused by the 8 of Nathan Faden, your all-star race winner. His race is done, as well as the 6, the 19, and the 66. Tough break to end 2020. We'll take you to the finish. Well, my apologies to Mitchell. We missed the final lap presented by Mitchell's Memes because my computer decided to freeze when I hit accelerate. Not quite the way I wanted to finish that. Congratulations to Casey Horton. He is the winner at Homestead. His second win of the season. Of course, we want to thank you guys for watching. Again, it wouldn't be 2020, I guess, if I didn't mess up the finish of this race. To those who are upset again that a caution has ended the race, I want to sort of say, I don't know if I should say this without an official video announcement, but I will say it. In the playoffs, we are exploring the possibility of having an overtime. I'm still putting together the package. We might have an update on that, of course, in January. So keep an eye out. Still working out the whole plan for overtime if we decide to do it in the playoffs. And that rule would likely carry into Season 7 and Season 2 for all the series. So, again, don't rule it out. My apologies for not getting the finish here. But we will take you to results and standings. Before we do, we want to wish you all a very happy Hanukkah to those who just celebrated Hanukkah in recent weeks. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Kwanzaa, and of course a happy, safe, and healthy New Year. For those who will not be watching the Cup premiere tomorrow, for those who will, we will see you back here tomorrow. But let's show you your results and standings. Until then, goodbye everyone.